Are we live? I think so. My computer is a little like tinted here. I think we're live. Hey guys, it's Nicole Fields of Grace, and welcome back. I'm jumping in for a live. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, hey, it's good to see you guys. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the comments and see if anybody pops in or out. I'm just kind of doing a live to catch up because I've got so much going on in the last couple of weeks and coming up. And for some reason, YouTube is taking forever to upload my videos. Guys, I've got a video I wanted to have on Sunday, and it's Tuesday morning, and the sucker is still, I had to restart it yesterday. It's taking forever to load. I've got other videos to upload, and I'm just like, come on, let's go. Things that we've had going on. I realized that with the turn of the month and all of the like budget closeout, December budget setup kind of stuff, the debt snowball, that I completely forgot to share that Black Friday shopping. And I think I forgot to mention this in my weekly budget check-in video that I just did too. We really didn't do Black Friday shopping, guys. That was a huge win for us. So that was a big deal, and I forgot to share it because when you're budgeting and you're on a tight budget and you're wanting to do Christmas for cash for Christmas, it's a big deal. And so that was something we did over Thanksgiving weekend. Was we just didn't really spend money, so that was a win. Things we have going on with my channel, guys. The gardening videos this year didn't really take off very well, so I'm kind of going to stop doing those, I think, next year due to our catering schedule. I think I'm just going to maybe really limit gardening videos that I do. I liked doing them in the summer because I could get out to the garden and do videos without my kids underfoot and interrupting nonstop. So we'll see. I got really busy last year, and so I didn't get into the garden like I wanted to, like I normally would. And with the way our schedule looks for next year, it kind of seems to be on that same trend. So gardening videos are probably done for now for quite a while. I'm really focusing on the budgeting, the meal planning, the grocery hauls, and with turn of the year, some kind of goal setting related things. Somebody asked me, like, how are your money making ideas going? Well, they're going so. I really had good energy going. I think I still have it flowing. I had a goal, you guys, to be able to get a new office desk chair and rug for my office. And I had come up with a whole list of money making ideas for those. I had soaps that we made and snowman decor that we could sell. And I sold 10 bars of soap. So I made a little bit of money there. The snowmen haven't sold, and I'm not sure why. I think they're priced okay competitively to what I've seen them sell for before. And I've got them listed in like local Facebook buy sell trade groups. So who knows? We still have a couple of weeks. I'll see what happens with those. I sold a whole bunch of textbooks and tubs of books that I had just sitting down here for years. And so I made some money that way as well. And then I have a couple of things up on my Etsy shop already. I will try to link to that below. Come back in. I have a simple budgeting, like monthly budgeting setup worksheet. I have a debt snowball worksheet, and then I have coming up soon a like budgeting basics 101, which is a whole series of worksheets for you to work through. That'll be going up in the Etsy shop as well. So I got some things flowing there. So it's kind of going. Um, Making the best of it, y'all. At least I feel like at least I was getting creative. At least I have taken action and continue to follow up on the action there. So I feel like as far as that goal goes, we'll see. Got my fingers crossed. One of the things I've been doing, y'all, been making some progress. You've seen, I think, in a couple of my videos over this last year was my shredding in my office because I just got back into my office here in November. I had been working upstairs from the corner of our dining room table for quite a while, for a couple of years, because I just needed, when I walked away from the writing and the coaching and the speaking engagements and all of that stuff that I had been doing years ago. Our catering business was also growing at the same time. And so I walked away from one to focus on the other. And I ended up just walking away from my office, and I hadn't used it in like 2 years. So I focused this fall on cleaning things up and organizing, cleaning out. And one of the things I needed to do was shred papers like crazy. I had this huge stack. I have gotten halfway through it. So that is progress. I filled up like 3 trash bags of shredding, and I probably have 2 more trash bags worth to go, but that's progress. One of the other things I've been thinking about, you guys, I've heard about Patreon. If you've heard of Patreon, y'all give me a thumbs up, or leave a comment below what your thoughts are on it. It's like a subscription service, and I've seen some fellow budgeting YouTubers, some people I know, using that service, and I think it's a great idea. I have tons of like workshop related materials and things and videos and all sorts of stuff that I could use on Patreon that's already been created. Like I would just have to upload it. And so I'm thinking that maybe sometime this next year, that might be something that I add to Fields of Grace. So let me know what you think about using Patreon, if you've used it or if you've heard of it, and your thoughts on that. It's something that I've got on my 2022 like project idea list to kind of think about more. Um, Other positive news for this holiday season, guys. We're getting towards the end of the year, and I just did our debt snowball update. And for this year, you guys, we have paid off $11,605 of our debt. Again, it goes hand in hand with having to cash flow like 10 grand. No, it was like 12 or 14 grand in unplanned expenses throughout this year. So we've still made really good progress, and I'm feeling really good, really blessed with the progress we've had with paying off debt since we got started getting serious at the beginning of 2020. I think in total, where is my number? Let me dig it out, you guys, because the total number that we've paid off since we started getting really serious is pretty exciting. Since January of 2020, you guys, when we first started getting serious, we've paid off $19,333 of our debt. So, and that's with the economy being the way it has been the last 2 years. So, knock on wood, you guys, our business is growing and thriving. It's doubled in size in the since last year. So that's really awesome, you guys. Our catering business is just thriving. We're still getting inquiries for catering for next year, and our calendar is like full. Like we are fully booked for next year, and I'm just kind of like, oh my goodness, this is such a blessing. I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna like make everything happen. So we're really looking forward to next year for debt payoff. We're gonna have a lot of extra good income coming in starting early in the spring. This year, our like catering income kind of was steady throughout the year, but the bigger payouts were like from summer through fall. And so next year it starts right away. We've got like 7 or 8 weddings lined up for spring. And so that money is going to start flowing in here really soon. Guess it's just the beginning of winter, but it's coming up faster than it seems. And so that income, you guys, we're going to be using to pay off debt. We're really focused and serious on it. So that's really good news. And then let's see what's coming up here on Fields of Grace. I'm adding more things to my Etsy shop. I've been trying to figure out if I should put those soaps and the snowmen on my Etsy shop. I used to have the soaps on the Etsy shop. Those are easy to ship. The snowmen, I'm still trying to figure out like the shipping aspect. Like, is it going to be worth it? Would people actually pay for the shipping for those snowmen if they live like out of state and stuff? Like, I'm not sure on that. So if you guys use Etsy and you buy things off Etsy, like decor objects, let me know in the comments if you actually would be like pay shipping on that kind of stuff. Because lately I've been like trying to do it local, like where it's a local pickup drop off would make it like kind of easy. But now I'm like, well, maybe I should add the soaps and the snowmen to the Etsy shop. I'm like thinking about it. I might do that this weekend because it's still early enough. I could get it shipped out if they order soon before Christmas. So maybe that's a possibility. And I'm working on more printables for my Etsy shop as well. I have some goal setting ones that are going to be going up here next week, early next week, maybe. I'm going to have them up before the turn of the year. I also have my tooth implant happening in a week from now. And so I am like scrambling to like get everything for the last half of the month kind of ready and prepared because the kids are going to be home for Christmas break. And then I'm going to have a few days like where I'm not going to be wanting to talk and able to talk clearly on videos. So I'm working really hard, like behind the scenes, and then YouTube is just being a pain in the butt and taking forever to upload my videos. I'm like, come on! I have a great grocery haul, y'all, that I'm hoping it will finish today. Great stuff that I found, my Aldi finds. I found some fun stuff for Christmas at Walmart. So I'm hoping that gets uploaded. Um, what else do we have going on? Guys, I have been doing some in-depth like work, growth, personal development kind of growth. And I have been reading some awesome, awesome books, and I have to share them with you guys. The Hard Good by Lisa Whittle and When Striving Cease by Ruth Simmons. Highly recommend these, you guys, to read yourselves or to get as gifts for somebody. Some of the things that I have been picking up on through this I'm just going to kind of go there. So I'm sorry if I kind of ramble a little bit. Hopefully it'll all kind of make sense as I keep going. Um, so if you are new to Fields of Grace, guys, my ultimate goal, my ultimate dream is to buy land and have my own wedding event venue and to have a small orchard and gardens and kind of expanding stuff there. And then, so right now we are caterers and we have lots of event venue friends. We have some very good friends of ours who are actually expanding. They're looking to like buy a restaurant. They're looking to set up a second venue location. And so I've been going through this. Oh my goodness, like this is amazing and wonderful for them. But this dream that I have had myself has been in here for like 15 years, guys. And I'm just like, when is it going to happen, God? Like, when is it my turn? So dealing with having and feeling real joy for others is something that I've been working through. And I truly am joyful for them. Like it's super exciting. And then dealing with my own like struggles and frustrations with the progression on my goals and my dreams has kind of been something, well, I've been dealing with that for 15 years, but something kind of recently that I've been working through. And then kind of with that is accepting my life where it is right now and finding joy in that day to day and in the step by step progression. Um, and then, so that's in both of these books. They both really talk about this kind of stuff. So I'm just going to share with you something that I kind of wrote in my journal recently. And speaking of life, guys, my printer totally ran out of ink on me this morning. It totally just stopped. Usually my printer gives me a little heads up. The ink starts getting light. Nope, totally out. So that's fun. But I'm just going to kind of read it to you guys what I wrote because I think it's really, well, it's, how do you say it? Let me just read it. Okay. So it says, I've been reading some good books, and one topic is acceptance. Accepting who and where I am right here and now with my life when I want so much more, when I know that I can be and have and do so much more, and yet here I am. I'm always asking and praying, why is you not giving me what I want taking so long? Why must it take any longer? Because I've had these dreams and visions of what I want for my life and what I want it to look like for over 15 years, and I'm done waiting. I get frustrated in the day to day, hello, especially financially, when my life isn't where I want it to be. And so I feel like all I do, especially lately, is just bring it before God and let it go and repeat. And I just want to own my dreamland. I just want to have our dream house. I just want to be free of all of our debt. I want to have and own a successful event venue. I want my own thing and I want my own income. I'm tired of doing, and it doesn't feel like it's getting me any closer to that vision for my life. And with that is doing is mom life, housewife life, catering business life, owner life, all these other things, which mean so much to me. I am so proud and honored to be a mom, to be married to my husband, for our successful business. But those things also aren't that vision that I've had for 15 years. You know, I'm not doing exactly what I was hoped I would be at this point in time in my life. So I think that is something that so many people can relate to. And so I wanted to share this. Hang on with me here. So far, okay. Sorry, my printer ink was kind of going. So I feel like my own self, my goals and dreams feel so far over there. The seasons have come and gone, and seasons I had to set it all aside, seasons where I could play in it like kids play in a pile of leaves. I'm in another one of those seasons right now where I can play in it and hopefully get a little bit closer. to building the life that I want to live. And I think my biggest struggle is that I do love myself. I love myself enough to believe, to know that I am worthy of all the things that I desire and that I'm capable of having that life. And I feel like right now I'm living a small life in the day to day in comparison to that knowledge and that fire within. So the struggle is accepting my life because I can't accept this smaller version of me. It's frustrating as bleep. um, um, I know that God is good at getting people where he wants them to be, and so I've got to let go of the I should already be there by now. That right there is, I think, a huge hang up and what causes people to just quit and walk away from their goals. Have these expectations, these almost entitlement expectations that our life should be better than it is right now because we think that if God loves us, he would give us that better life. And that if he's not giving us that better life, then maybe he doesn't love us as much. Maybe he loves these other people over here better because look at the amazingness that he's doing in their lives. But so in that, it's kind of like, hold up, step back, let's reflect at all the amazing things that I have done and been through and grown through. I in my own life, like I have achieved a ton of things over the years, done a lot of crazy big things over the years. And so maybe my life isn't quite how I want it to be. That doesn't mean that God doesn't love me. That doesn't mean that God isn't blessing me. That doesn't mean that my life is not worthy of the glory and the joy and the praise because you know what? It is worthy. I am very, very blessed. I'm very lucky, especially with the childhood that I had and all the things that I've had to overcome in my life. Like, so my life is very blessed. And so right now in my day to day, my mindset, when I am like reading, when I am going through all the motions, when I'm working hard in our catering business and I'm not able to necessarily like, especially in the summer season where we are so busy with catering that I'm not able to put time and energy into my passion vision goals. It can be really frustrating and it's really hard to keep your mindset focused on what really matters. And then I also said, acceptance is not giving up on something. It's a making a decision to do what works. And so something like I'm 38. So in reflectiveness, I know that in my life, what seems to work for me is ebb and flow. My energy, my day-to-day energy is an ebb and flow. It's not a go, 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 go. It's not a do nothing. It's ebb and flow. I put forth effort and then I give myself grace and a little bit of break. And I walk away from the work and I go focus on something else that needs my time and attention. As far as seasons go, I know that the winter season, when our catering business, our kids' activities are a little bit quieter, things are slower. That is the time of the year for me to really jump in and focus on like what I'm doing right now. Focus on my writing, focus on my YouTube growth, focus on my other small businesses that I have going and growing. That's a seasonal kind of thing. So it's making a decision to do what works for you. And it's going to be different for everybody. I know here's a perfect example, you guys. You know, I've been talking about boot camp, the workout class that I was like, ooh, I'm going to do this at the beginning of November and it's going to be fun. It's going to be different. It's going to be challenging. It'll get me out of the house. And then it seems like each week that goes on, I'm like, this isn't for me. Like I've made some fun friends in the class, so I really hope I keep those friendships going. But it's the commitment. It's the outside. This is another to-do task on my daily list. It's not flexible. Like it's the same time every day. I have no 2 days, let alone weeks that where my schedule is the same. My day-to-day schedule changes every day based on our businesses and our kids and appointments and all of that. So for me to commit to a set time each day does not work. I know this after having been athletic my whole life, after being somebody who has worked out every year my whole life. And so when I signed up for this class, I didn't think about it. And I didn't think about that, how that would impact my day to day. Like everybody has their prime chunk of hours every day that works best for them, where you are like power focused, power energized. For me, that's between like 8 and 11 in the morning. Well, the only time I can make this class is at the 8:30 session. And I'm like, by the time I get home and I eat and I clean up and then I get into my office, it's like 10 o'clock. And I've lost 2 of my 3 or 4 power hours of the day. So some people, they're like night owls. They do everything late at night. My husband is super, super good at getting up ridiculously early, like 3:30 in the morning. And his power hours, y'all, are between like 5 and 8 in the morning. And so everybody's different. And so for me, I feel like whether it's working out, whether it's a business, whether it's a different goal, you have to do what works well for you. Other people may not understand that. Other people may not, they may even react negatively to you saying, this isn't going to work out for me very well. Like, so acceptance is not giving up on things, it's making clearer decisions to do what works best for you, for your day to day life, for your goals, for your values, for your family. And so the workouts for me was just an example to share that with you. Um, and then again, it's learning to really have courage to feel joy when you see others succeeding at the very same things that you are working at. And so I think this is a Christmas, the season of giving, the season of buying everything in sight, is a hard season where envy can come up. And so when you're talking about like your own personal goals and dreams, whether we're talking about budgeting and financial journeys, whether it's the holidays and keeping up with the Joneses kind of stuff, um, when we see other people buying and doing and getting and receiving the very things that we want, even as full grown, mature adults, that envy thing can sneak in really easily. And so lately I have been working on feeling joy when I see others succeeding. And I follow like a ton of budgeting people. I've got some personal friends that do budgeting YouTube as well. And so a perfect example of this, you guys, is stuffing the cash envelopes. So a year ago, that was the intention, was that we were going to have, as we paid, because we paid off two credit cards and a student or car loan, like $500 a month on expenses, and I was going to use that money to start stuffing cash envelopes. And meanwhile, over here, you have all these YouTube. They're all like $500 to $1,000 a month stuffing cash envelopes, like every month. And it's like, hold up, what the heck are you guys doing over there? For us personally, it didn't happen this year. Other things happened and came up and took up that monthly amount of money that was going towards those debts. And so we haven't gotten to this stuffing the cash envelopes yet. I'm using this as an example, guys. Um, and so it would be very easy for me to be like, I'm jealous. Like, I want to have all this extra money to just sit there and stuff my envelopes, you know? That would be easy. That would, man, life would be so easy if I was in that position now. But you have to pause and you have to be like, oh, hold up. How long have they been doing this over here? Like, maybe they have a lot more income. Maybe they have less debt that they started with. Maybe they have more multiple sources of income coming in. Maybe their expenses, like their day to day expenses or their families, aren't as big. Um, and in that, so you have to kind of observe, learn to observe critically, analytically, and focus on maybe what we're seeing isn't the real picture. And so there isn't any reason to be jealous. There's not any reason to be envious. And then you have to flip side that and really kind of in the inside take that personal moment and go, you know what? That's pretty freaking amazing. A round of applause for these people over here who have managed to get their finances in shape enough where they have $500 to $1,000 a month every month to just stuff envelopes. That's freaking incredible. You have to get to a point where the people, whatever it is in your life that you're like, I want to be doing that. I want that to be my life too. That you're able to applaud them, that you're able to feel real joy inside for their growth, for their success in their own lives. I mean, my friends, the guys that own the wedding venue that are thinking about buying a restaurant and they're thinking about buying the second venue location to have a whole separate venue with like an inn kind of with it. And I'm just like, that's freaking incredible because you don't want to know something. These are some of the coolest people I've ever met. They work so hard. They take such good care of their clients. And I'm like, dude, I want to celebrate with you. Like we actually did. We went out and we had lunch with them over the weekend because we were talking some other business stuff with our catering and them and their venues, and they shared this with us. We were like, dang, that's freaking amazing. And so I think part of our real self growth, and this directly ties into finances, guys. It ties into your career, your income sources. It ties into your daily financial habits. Ties into your financial goals and your budgeting. It's you got to learn to be able to mentally and maturely get a hold of your emotions when you feel them. That doesn't mean that you're not going to feel twinges of envy or jealousy or frustration with where your life is at and how things are going for you, but you got to be able to go, you know, something, these people are great people and they're working really hard and they deserve it. Do we deserve it? Absolutely. We're working hard and we're good people too. But you know what? God can bless them and God can bless me at the same time, maybe in different ways, maybe in the same ways. That's maturity. You have to start getting this kind of maturity, you guys, to get control over your finances and to start making progress on your actual goals and your dreams. And so, as I've been like sharing all this with you, this is something that I've had to remind myself of because I had taken several years away from my life coaching, author, speaking, workshop businesses. I took several years off of that as our catering business. We grew that and took it off. Now we're in our sixth year of it. And now I'm able to start coming back in to kind of some of the stuff I was doing before. And I'm like, whoo, there's a lot going on. But I can't focus on what other people are doing. I got to focus on where I left off, what I have, like where I can start from, how I can build from that. Maybe not super fast, but at a pace that works for me in a way that works with my values and my goals. And so I've been thinking about that a lot this fall. And I hope that some of the things I've shared with you guys kind of helps you with your goals too. Hi, you guys. I'm sorry. I kind of was on a roll there. So thank you all for joining. Um, this is something I have to remind myself all the time. Love watching the cash envelopes. We are not the same place financially. Yeah. But you want to know something? We all start somewhere. We all do. So one of the careers I've had, you guys, was a group fitness instructor. And so and being someone who's athletic and always worked out, being married to someone who's an Ironman triathlete, now a CrossFitter, like we say this all the time. Everybody has a day one, everybody has a starting point. And some people's starting points are up here, whereas some people's starting points, you can't even see it. Like they're digging up from a deep hole. They're climbing up from a deep hole. And so it's not about where you are at in comparison to everybody else. It's where you are at compared to where you were a year ago, 5 years ago. And I think with budgeting, especially, people don't even want to start. They don't even want to keep going. They just want to give up every time a hurdle comes up because they don't stop and think and go, 5 years from now, when I'm looking back at my life, am I going to be proud of the decisions I'm making? Am I going to, 5 years from now, y'all, my husband and I, we are so going to be debt free. So going to be debt free. We can see that light at the end of the tunnel now. I mean, we can almost touch it. This time next year, y'all, we can be touching it. Like literally, like it's right there. So we're talking about goals, we're talking about budgets. You got to make sure that when you are um, observing people, you're watching to see what they are doing so you can learn, so you can grow, so you can say, oh, that's working for them. I wonder if that would work over here for me too. And then you got to make sure that you're only comparing yourself with yourself. Um, we do this we've always set goals. We've always been goal setters. And so when I share the numbers with you guys of how much debt we've paid off this year, 11, almost $12,000. We still have a couple weeks to go of the year. That's fantastic. Especially when I stop and I go, we had like 30 extra $1,000 in income this year from our catering business. And we had to put like $14,000 of that to cash flow unplanned expenses, like big unplanned expenses. And I can only stop and think about, amen, hallelujah, we had that money to cover the expenses. Amen, hallelujah, we still made progress on paying off debt. And oh my gosh, I can only imagine how much better it's going to be next year when we continue to add on to that progress. Like I feel like focus, your focal point on what you're thinking about, what you're letting yourself think about, and what you're letting yourself feel, folks. Emotions are a decision. Some people are very analytical, critical people. That's me. Some people are feelers, and they let their feelings dictate all of their choices in life. And those people are not going to be. They're going to really struggle finding success because in their goals, because they're at a whim. Their decisions are based off emotions, which are all on a whim. They fluctuate all the time, come and go. Whereas if you learn to get control over your emotions, and the way you think about things, the way you feel about things. It doesn't mean you don't feel. I care greatly about so many things and about people, very passionate, you guys. But when I start to feel a negative emotion, maybe it's frustration, maybe it's despair, maybe it's exhaustion, maybe it's a little twinge of envy. Um, I have the experience not to rein that in. Like I can identify it. I'm like, whoa, that's timeout, and I can get my thoughts back and my emotions back under control, focus back on positive things, and feeling positive emotions. You can dismiss negative feelings and replace them with positive feelings, feelings of joy, gratitude, respect, appreciation, love, passion. So, um, gosh, you guys, I feel like we're getting close to that half hour. I want to try to keep my lives that I do close to a half an hour. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up a little bit, but I hope you guys kind of really benefited from some of the things I shared today, because I think it's some things, especially with finances, that people don't talk about as much. They don't talk about the mental, the emotional aspect of it, and I feel like it's crucial. It's really important. So what do we have coming up? Okay, you guys, I have a grocery haul video, really good one. Goodness sakes, I hope it's up today. I have a weekly budget check-in coming up. I have back to budgeting basics, which is like a basic walkthrough. Always great, no matter how long you've been budgeting, to kind of walk back through a basic budgeting system. Make sure you're still on point with everything. I have what do we got going on? We've got I have some goal setting stuff coming up. I have some more debt snowball stuff coming up. Some worksheets, you guys. The worksheet for the debt snowball is already up in the Etsy shop. I'll put that link below um, if you want to check any of that out. And then we have starting the turn of the year stuff, guys. I'm going to be reflecting back on our finances of 2021, starting to work on the 2022 financial goals. How much debt are we going to get paid off? How much extra income are we going to have coming in? And things that we are doing to continue making progress with our finances and our financial goals. We have, I'm going to try, because so my oral surgery is on the 15th, you guys. So I'm going to have a couple days. I can't really talk very clearly because things will probably be swollen. So all of my videos I'm trying to get done ahead of time here in the next week or so. And then the kids will be home for Christmas break. So like the January meal plan, goal setting, all that kind of stuff will be coming up over Christmas break, January budget setup. So I think that's what I got for today, you guys. If you are new, I hope you'll subscribe, stick around, because I got a lot of good stuff coming up. And then if you're returning, thank you all so much. Can you believe it, you guys? I am at almost 700 subscribers. I have gained, I think it said like 150 subscribers in like 10 days, which is phenomenal. I want to cry over that. I am so grateful, you guys. November was a weird month. Like September and October, I had good growth with my channel. And then November hit. I hadn't really changed anything. It was still like similar topics, way of doing things. And then like I had no views. I had like no growth. I don't know what happened with November. And then December came and it's just skyrocketing. And I'm so excited, guys. Big things coming up. I cannot wait to get monetized with my YouTube channel, because that money, okay, it's going to be really hard, but I am committed to this. That the money that I make from a YouTube channel is going to go into a separate account. Um, and it's going to start getting saved up to be used as a deposit to pay for our land that we want to purchase. We are still probably about a year and a half away from pulling the trigger and buying land. But because we want to get out of debt first, we'll see how close. Kind of depends on what land comes up for sale in that time frame. But when I'm monetized here, I'm hoping that money will go to start a savings for a down payment on buying land. So it's really exciting to see my channel growing. I am very, very blessed. I am having a lot of fun, you guys. When I stopped doing all this stuff, gosh, how long ago was it? I think it was like 2016, maybe into 2017. I was also burnt out. I had been writing, teaching like live workshops plus online courses, and I was teaching self-defense classes and doing all sorts of things. And I had burnt myself out. And so I had gotten tired of doing the YouTube videos. I had taken all of that stuff down, guys. And then when I started doing this about a year ago, I was like, I miss this. I miss getting on here and sharing the things that I have learned in my life. I miss sharing techniques and tips and tools to help other people reach their goals, whether it's just with money or with working out and fitness or in their health, or with other related goals. Like I miss it a lot. I'm having a lot of fun making the videos, and coming up with new content and things to share. Plus, the grocery haul videos are kind of fun. I'm learning a lot about our eating habits and our shopping habits through that. But I think that's what I got for today, you guys. So thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you all next time.